Welcome another week to our Spanish live lessons. This week we are gonna talk a little bit about frequency adverbs, adverbios de frecuencia in Spanish. But first of all, we're gonna wait for a few more minutes for more people to join us on Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, I see that there are already some people here with us. Adam, Frank, Cheyenne, Daniel, Jennifer, Ricky, also Cody. Sí, la gente es muy amigable en Japón. Yeah, people are really nice here. That's completely true. So thank you everyone for joining us. I hope that you're looking forward to study frequency adverbs today with me. Also we have Jean, Kai, and Eric. Hola, welcome to our lesson. James, also, thank you for joining us. From Mexico, Elizabeth. Akimitsu, ohayo gozaimasu. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, before starting with the lesson and a bit related to what we are going to learn today, I wanted to ask you this question I have written in here. So, ¿con qué frecuencia estudias español? ¿Con qué frecuencia estudias español? So if we translate it to English, how often do you study Spanish? So even if right now you cannot answer in Spanish, I would like you to think of the answer to this question and maybe leave it on the comments below. And after learning frequency adverbs today, you'll be able to give the answer in Spanish by the end of the lesson. So yeah, I would recommend you to think a bit about this and write your answer. Also we have Jaliam, thank you. Kei Murakami, ohayo gozaimasu. Samuel, sharing, joining us, thank you everyone. So yeah, as I always say, also if during the lesson you have any comment, any question, maybe there's something that you cannot read quite well on the whiteboard, you can leave your comment below, and I'll make sure to be reading them throughout the lesson, and I will try to answer all your questions. So don't forget to do that. So Daniel, frecuentemente. Frank, siempre. Happy to see that you already know what we are learning today, frequency adverbs. Jennifer, todos los días en Duolingo. So every day. Great to know that you're studying Spanish every day. That's great. We also have Amad. Yo estudio español todos los días. So I study Spanish every day. Yeah, great that you already know how to answer this question in Spanish. So before starting with today's lesson, I wanted to let you know that we have prepared all these PDF cheat sheets about very different topics. For example, you have here leisure time activities, eat tapas like a champ. So you can click on the link on the description below and have access to all of them, signing up for a free lifetime account. So I would really recommend you to do that. It's another way to keep studying Spanish every day. So not just here on Thursdays with me, but by yourself at home, or you can either print them or take them with you anywhere, like on your iPad or iPhone. So make sure to click on the link on the description below. I see that we have a lot more answers to the questions. Really happy to see that. So Jean Kai, 3 veces por semana. So 3 times a week. 3 veces por semana. Really good. Ricky, estudio todos los días durante al menos 15 minutos. Wow, really nice answer. I study every day for at least 15 minutes. Really good. Jane, todos los días en mi trabajo. So every day at work. So Sherin is asking where she can get the PDF. So clicking on the link on the description below of the video, like on the description of the video, you have a link. If you click there, you can sign up for a free lifetime account and get all these PDFs. So Samad, cada día, every day. So thank you everyone for all your answers. I see that you, like a lot of you already master this topic, but I hope that you still can learn something today here with me. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the lesson. I'm gonna go over 5 frequency adverbs that we use a lot in Spanish. So I'm gonna go from the adverb that we use when we always do that action to the adverb we use when we never do it. So I've written like the percentages of it next to it, so it's maybe a bit clearer. So yeah. Also, like before starting, the way we normally put all these adverbs with the verbs in a sentence is this one. So first we start with the subject. As I always as I've mentioned in other lessons, because in Spanish we conjugate the verbs, we can already infer from the verb we use what the subject is. So it's not really necessary to include it. We can omit the subject if it's already obvious from the context. Then we can use one of these adverbs of frequency that we are gonna see. Then goes the conjugated verb and then all the complements. But to be honest, you can also change the order of these two. So it could be subject and then the conjugated verb and then the adverb of frequency. So we are gonna see some examples now so that it will be a lot clearer. Gonna start with 100%. So that's something you always do, right? And that in Spanish is siempre. Siempre. So siempre is always. I'm gonna go here. So 2 examples is yo siempre me levanto a las 7 de la mañana. Oh, here it says AM. Normally when we are talking, we don't really say AM, but de la mañana or de la tarde if it's PM. So, yo siempre me levanto a las 7 de la mañana. So as I mentioned, yo, I, you can omit that because already from the verb you can infer that the subject is I. I always wake up at 7 in the morning. Then the next example below it is siempre veo la televisión los domingos. Siempre veo la televisión los domingos. So here we have already omitted the subject that you can infer from the verb that is also yo, I. So you could either mention it or not. Siempre, always, I always watch television on Sundays. So veo la televisión, to watch TV. So that's siempre, always. And the next one in frequency, we could say around 75%. Well, it's not really precise, but that would be something you often do, right? So that in Spanish would be a menudo. A menudo. So we're gonna see now some examples. I don't know if you see better if I maybe go here. Well, so yeah, one example. Ella a menudo se enoja conmigo. Ella a menudo se enoja conmigo. So she often, enojarse, well, it's a reflexive verb. It's a particular kind of verbs we have in Spanish. It's, for example, levantarse. So waking up is also a reflexive verb. If you want to get more in detail, like we cannot really explain them here now. If you want to learn a bit more about these kind of verbs, like you can go to our site, SpanishPod101.com. We have lessons covering these kind of verbs. But well, for now, well, let's just say that enojarse is to get mad at someone. So the meaning would be she often gets mad at me. So conmigo, it would be like with me. So yeah, gets mad at me in English. The second example with a menudo is a menudo salgo tarde de trabajar. A menudo salgo tarde de trabajar. So again, like the subject is omitted in this sentence, is yo, I often, a menudo, salgo, from the verb salir, so it's get out. Tarde means late. De trabajar, of working, would be like the literal translation. So I often get out late from work. So that's it. A menudo salgo tarde de trabajar. So then we have, well, it's not that frequent. We could say like 50-50%. That's something you sometimes do. So yeah, you sometimes do, you sometimes don't. That in Spanish could be a veces. A veces. So the first example with a veces, nosotros a veces salimos a correr. Nosotros a veces salimos a correr. So we, nosotros, a veces, sometimes, we sometimes. Salir a correr is go running. So we sometimes go running. The second example with a veces is a veces voy al cine los fines de semana. A veces voy al cine los fines de semana. So, a veces, we are learning that adverb now, is sometimes. Voy al cine. So that's from the, like, voy, from the verb to go. And it's conjugated in the first person singular. So again, the subject is omitted. It would be I. I sometimes go to the cinema. Cine is cinema. Los fines de semana. On weekends. So fin de semana is weekend. We are saying it here now in plural. So los fines de semana. So Odonkor 989 is asking, is muy a menudo possible? Yeah, it's possible. So muy a menudo, I would say, it's a bit more right than the 75%, maybe 80, 90. But yeah, it's completely correct. You can say muy a menudo salgo tarde de trabajar. Like, you can add it to any of the examples to say that it's a bit more than a menudo. So completely, right to say that. Okay, so the next one, already like below 50%. So these are for things that you don't really do that often. So with a 25%, we have something that you occasionally do. So just from time to time. And that in Spanish would be de vez en cuando. de vez en cuando. I think I'm gonna go this way. So, two examples here with that adverb. The first one, mi jefe de vez en cuando llega tarde al trabajo. So, mi jefe de vez en cuando llega tarde al trabajo. Mi jefe, my boss, de vez en cuando, so occasionally, llega tarde al trabajo. So tarde, we already saw that before. Tarde is late. So arrives late at work. Trabajo, work. So, yeah, the first example. The next example is de vez en cuando salgo de viaje fuera del país. De vez en cuando salgo de viaje fuera del país. So, de vez en cuando, occasionally, salgo de viaje, so go on a trip, fuera del país. Fuera, outside, del país. País is country, so outside country, like I occasionally go abroad, would be like simply said in English. So then what do we use when we never do something? So yeah, 0%. So that's nunca. Nunca in Spanish. So one example, él nunca llega a tiempo. Él nunca llega a tiempo. So, él, he, nunca, never. Llegar a tiempo is to arrive on time. So, he is never on time. And then the next example, nunca hemos ido a Barcelona. Nunca hemos ido a Barcelona. So, never. Hemos ido, to have been, conjugated in the first person of the plural, so the subject that is omitted would be we. So we've never been to Barcelona. So that's nunca hemos ido a Barcelona. So these are the 5 frequency adverbs. So just I think I wanted you to know is that normally what we are expressing, right, with these adverbs are habits, things we do with certain frequency. So for that, the tense we use in Spanish is the present tense. We already did a lesson on that previously, a live lesson, so you can check that out if you are not very sure like how to conjugate the verbs in that tense. But with nunca, with never, I don't know if you've noticed, but one of the examples, we are using the present tense, the first one. But with the second example, we are using another type of conjugation of tense, and that's the present perfect tense. So, yeah, that's a particularity of nunca. Again, to the other side. 2 examples using the present perfect tense. We haven't done yet a lesson, like a live lesson on that, but there are lessons on our site, SpanishPod101.com, that you can check out if you want to review how to conjugate the present perfect tense. But here I'm going to give you some examples. So, yo nunca he conducido un coche. Yo nunca he conducido un coche. So, I've never ride a car. I've never read. I don't remember now the past participle of like to ride. Yeah, I have never ride a car. Yeah. The next one. Ella nunca se ha casado. Ella nunca se ha casado. So she's never gotten married. So, yeah, as you can see, what we do is conjugate the verb haber, haber, like, yeah, the verb haber in the present tense, and then we use the participle of the main verb. So yeah, that's basically how you conjugate it. But yeah, as I mentioned, if you want to review it, we have some lessons on that. Yeah, if you want to review everything that we've covered here today, like as I mentioned before at the beginning of the lesson, I recommend you to click on the link on the description below, get these PDF cheat sheets that we have prepared for you. Especially, I think that it would be very useful. For example, this one that is called Leisure Time Activities. So it covers a lot of hobbies, and it's very useful to build this type of sentences. Like, for example, you have here like play video games. So it's jugar videojuegos. So you can try to say, I play video games like often or sometimes. So I think it's really useful to review what we've covered in today's lesson. But yeah, if you think you've already mastered this vocabulary, we have a lot of other different PDFs that you can download, and you can keep learning new vocabulary. So yeah. So ridden, driven, drove. So I see there are like three answers like for that, and everyone is saying a different thing. So I'm a bit confused still about the ride a car in the present perfect tense. So Frank is asking whether driven, right? I've never driven a car. Yeah. So Frank is asking if siempre los adverbios están delante de los verbos. So whether the adverbs are like before the verbs. And no, they don't. I'm gonna check if do we have any example. Well, here we don't, but for example, I could say yo me levanto siempre a las 7 de la mañana. So it's totally okay to change the order of the adverb of frequency and the conjugated verb. Ella se enoja a menudo conmigo. That's also correct. Nosotros salimos a veces a correr. Mi jefe llega de vez en cuando tarde al trabajo. So you can see it's completely correct in all cases to invert the order. So I hope that answered the question. So I wanted to review. You can also try to practice a bit at home with ir al gimnasio. So ir al gimnasio means go to the gym. So I'm gonna build all the sentences using these 5 adverbs. You can also try to do it at the same time. So yo voy siempre al gimnasio. So I always go to the gym. Yo voy a menudo al gimnasio. Then, yo voy a veces al gimnasio. The next one, yo voy de vez en cuando al gimnasio. And yo nunca voy al gimnasio. So, it's very easy, just changing these adverbs, you can say all this. So I hope that you got that right. So Akimitsu, ¿con qué frecuencia estudias japonés? Hablas japonés muy bien. Thank you very much, but not at all. I still a long way to go. Yo estudio japonés todos los días. So I try to study it every day, even if it's just for a bit, 15-20 minutes, but I try to to do something, especially because I'm preparing for this official exam in July, so I need to study a bit more than usual. But thank you. And thank you also, Jean. De vez en cuando voy al gimnasio. So thank you for writing that. We are gonna keep practicing a little bit. So you can either, for example, answer to the question I asked you at the beginning of the lesson, right? So it was, ¿con qué frecuencia estudias español? How often do you study Spanish? So now that we've learned all these adverbs, you can try to answer to that in Spanish in the comments below. Although already at the beginning of the lesson, like a lot of you knew how to answer correctly to that in Spanish, but yeah, you can do that again. If not, I have here also some other examples that you can use to practice what we've learned today. So the first one, yo me levanto a las 6 de la mañana. So that would be I, and then you like put the adverb that best fit what you do. Wake up at 6 in the morning. So yeah, that's one example that you can use if you want to practice now, leaving a comment below. The next one, ella, and then the adverb, sale a comer. So go out to eat. And the next one, yo, I, then the adverb that you choose, preparo la cena. So prepare dinner. So we have here Eric, nunca como mentaico. Yeah, I also don't really like it, so he never eats mentaico. So yeah, if you want to practice a little bit, for example, yeah, I'm gonna say, for example, yo de vez en cuando me levanto a las 6 de la mañana, but not very frequently, but sometimes, yeah. Another example we could use, like, ella a veces sale a comer. So she sometimes go out to eat. And yo siempre preparo la cena. So I always prepare dinner. So Eric, yo siempre preparo la cena a las 3 de la tarde. That's quite early to start preparing dinner, but yeah, like, you're free to to do, yeah. Dana, yo nunca me levanto a las 6 a.m., like a las 6 de la mañana. Yeah, that's quite early, I have to admit. Odonkor, yo estudio español muy a menudo, más o menos 2 horas todos los días. Wow, that's impressive, 2 hours. Good luck with it. You're gonna get like so much better and so soon. Yeah, keep up with it. Rob, intento estudiar español a menudo. Varios métodos diferentes, unas cuantas veces al día. Wow, that's a great answer too. So thank you everyone for all your comments. Yeah, like before leaving you today, I wanted to remind you that we have some PDF cheat sheets with a lot of vocabulary about, a lot of topics that you can have access to clicking on the link on the description below. And signing up for a free lifetime account. You can either print them out or take them with you on your phone, tablet, how you prefer. So yeah, very useful to keep building up your vocabulary. I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson. Yeah, we've studied these 5 frequency adverbs. I hope that you get to use them and practice them. I'll hope to see you also next week, so that's the 6th of June, to study some untranslatable Spanish words. So I hope that you're curious about it, and I hope to see you here again next week. So thank you everyone for joining me today, and hope you have a great day. Hasta luego. Bye.